welcome back to another episode of Britt and Nick Do the News, the 2024 Olympics version. We are wrapping it up. After 2 weeks, it has been nonstop USA wins, at least in my eyes.
Oh, yes. A lot of wins for us.
Let's start off with the men's. We got the U.S. volleyball team. They won bronze, and that's the first time they've been on the podium since 2016. So good job, men. And then we got water polo. They advanced to the gold semifinal round the first time since 2008, but unfortunately fell to Serbia.
It happens.
It does happen. And then you know what also happened yesterday? The U.S. men's basketball team. They were behind Serbia for most of the game, 35 minutes of it, but then came out on top, defeating them 95 to 91, I believe. So they're advancing forward to the gold, which they will be playing on Saturday.
Nice work, Bellas.
The gymnastics, they won gold for the first time in 16 years, and it had been a while since I've actually seen them perform well. So I think they came out strong from the beginning, and I knew, oh, this is a different team and we are going to win. And we did.
See, and that's how you make it happen. Practice makes perfect.
Or just hiring a new squad, because 16 years, I'm sure everybody was new.
I would most guarantee it.
Track and field, the staple of the Olympics. We got Cole Hawker. He won the 1500 meter. It was a surprising win because he defeated both the Olympic reigning champ as well as the world champ. So that was a surprise win. Then we also have Noah Lyle. He's been a standout player. He won gold in the 100-meter dash, beating the Jamaicans literally by a photo finish. Then he got bronze in the 200-meter dash, which, 2 days prior, he just caught COVID, tested positive. So after the race, he was winded. They had to wheel him out and hopefully got him an oxygen tank because dude does have asthma.
Oof, dang. He's a runner. He has asthma. He had COVID, and he still got bronze.
Yes. And I don't believe he competed in the 4x100, which, Team USA, they fell to 7th with a faulty handoff in the first handoff and then later got disqualified. So, Noah didn't miss much. I heard not just the wins, but also the other players showing up and the hotties have definitely distracted many of the viewers. Did you have a few to pinpoint, Britt?
Yes, girl. There are tons of hot guys people have been buzzing about for the 2024 Olympics. It's Italian swimmer. I believe you say it Thomas Cesson, perhaps Cechon. I'm uncertain. I know I don't say bruschetta the way I'm supposed to, but he is a rather attractive fellow, but he really got a lot of attention because he refused to sleep in the Olympic dorms. And he was caught on camera sleeping outside on benches and on the ground. He claimed that it was much better than the conditions that they had at the Olympic dorms. So he's in the spotlight for a lot of reasons. He kind of took a stand and said, I'd rather sleep outside. And I believe I'll perform better because of it. We as viewers maybe don't even care how he performs in the swimming. We just want to see him in his gear. So
Thomas Sassone, he definitely complained about the Olympic Village and just the conditions not being up to par. And, really, they could have tried a little harder. We were already gossiping about how the beds were made of cardboard and how that they didn't want the Olympians sleeping with each other. So that's why the beds were so horrible. But these are athletes. These people have to use their bodies. So, give them a good night's rest, please. So, yes, he took a stand against it. And one of many, to tell the public that, yeah, we aren't being treated the best, but we are still having to compete at our best.
Yeah, it's true. We also have Anthony Ammirati. There's quite a bit of buzz about him. He's a pole vaulter, and he didn't do as well as he should have because of issues, if you will. His how do I say this? Member made his debut onto the pole as well, and thus made it fall to the ground. We feel sorry for him, but People Magazine ate it up like candy about his loss, if you will. But is it truly a loss, Nicole? Is that really a loss? You've lost, but are you really losing?
Brittany, you're being bashful. You know that Dong got caught on the pole and that's why he didn't get the medal. But honestly, he's been training with that Dong the whole time. So he knows what he's working with. And I mean, it's unfortunate, but also, is it? Like you said, he is winning and apparently might be winning a deal with a porn site. I think I only saw that he'd be getting 25K, which is not a lot, especially when you're an Olympic athlete, somewhat celebrity. So I don't know how that will pan out. But no, he's not losing in my eyes. He's probably winning even more now with all the publicity.
Without question. If you're going to lose for one reason, let that be the reason, because how delightful for the fans, how delightful for, I suppose, your country, whatever the case may be. I think it's pretty funny anyway. It's just something for us to laugh at. Also, there's another guy likened to Harry Potter, Steven Nerdereski. He's a pommel horse guy, and he caught a lot of fame because he pretty much went to sleep on the bench and just waited for his turn to do the pommel horse event. He does no other activities within the gymnastics, and he killed it. So he's out of Massachusetts, and made a name for himself as well. This guy's getting a lot of interest from the public for interesting reasons.
Definitely interesting. All right, let's move towards the women. Track and field, we had reigning star Sha'Carri Richardson, which, as we remember, she was banned from the 2020 Tokyo Olympics for testing positive for THC. Well, she came back with the steam behind her, but she didn't perform as well as we would have liked. She fell to Julian Alfred from St. Lucia in the 100-meter dash, and then she didn't qualify for the 200-meter, but, USA had Gabby Thomas pull that one off for us. And then, you know what? 4x100, this is where the girl shines. She's shined every race with this 4x100. And with the last lap taking off, she moved USA from third to first. And you know what? Shining like where she should. She is a superstar, if I were to say one existed in the Olympics this year.
100%. Could not agree more. I also love her constant determination and never giving up her personal flair, her outfits, her nails, her hair, her makeup, everything, lashes. She does it all and is winning medals with it all. It's perfect. And I think she's kind of almost lending from FloJo back in the 80s. It's really cool to see the kind of history of female runners running with long nails. Super cool.
Yeah, she's definitely a personality. Another personality that had all eyes on them, Simone Biles, who also sat out the last Olympics. She claimed some mental health issues and everybody was giving her a bunch of grief for it. Like, this is a sport, and not only does your body count, but also your mind. And gymnastics, probably a very emotional sport. Are you just going to go and force yourself into something that you know you're not mentally equipped for and then break off your leg? No, I don't think so. So she sat that one out, and she is back and shining. You can see that smile on her face. She is in the right place, and she killed. She got the gold for the all-around gymnastics for herself as well as for the team. There was a little bit of controversy when she bowed to, I think it was the floor winner, the Brazilian Andrade Rebecca. But you know what? Real recognize real. And she was just giving the girl props. So everyone needs to settle down. But this will be the end, I guess, for Simone. She is retiring.
Heard. Well, she's retiring with quite the history. She has a lot of success. She should feel extremely proud of herself. And once again, just humble beauties these ladies are. They're just so skilled and they're not letting anything hold them back. People can talk all they want. They were trying to give Simone Biles some guff for her hair, for her edges not being put on or, combed back or what have you. Nah, they're not taking it. They're going to run how they want. They're going to flip how they want, when they want. And it's amazing. And they're still collecting titles. Go ladies. I love it. They say it's the girl power movement, honestly, with this Olympic 2024. They even had Abby Kadabi from Sesame Street in there. She was doing some interviews and just saying kicking butt for girls. Katie Ledecky. Wow. Swimming. Powerhouse.
She killed it this year. Didn't she get the most gold out of any Olympic athlete ever? Like you can't, and she's a Maryland girl back in my home.
Yes, girl. She's born in DC for sure. She has received several medals in different years. She actually got her first gold in 2012 as a 15-year-old. She also won 8 NCAA and set 15 NCAA records. She also won in Rio 2016, Tokyo 2020. I believe she's the 5th most decorated Olympian overall. And I believe she's the 2nd most decorated Olympian for swimming, just behind Michael Phelps. So, I mean, the girls this year are kicking butt. Also, I don't know if you heard about, I think her name's how you say it, Ilona Maher. She plays rugby. Been hearing about her.
Mm-hmm.
This is a gal that stands at 6 foot tall, 200 pounds, and she is representing. She is also kicking butt. A lot of people are trying to give her trouble about her height and her weight, her BMI. Okay, BMI is super outdated. And also, I'm 5'7", 170. So literally, if you add up the amount of inches she is higher than me and the amount of weight she is higher than me, we have the exact same stats. Now, not like I would ever claim to be an Olympian. It's no way in hell. But it's so refreshing to see these girls out here repping real bodies, repping how they want. If they want makeup, they'll do it. If they want no makeup, they'll not have it. I just think it's great. Girl power, baby.
Those were the highlights of the 2024 games. We're wrapping things up. It was so great seeing Snoop, USA's mascot. He was there. Martha Stewart joined him for a couple of random shoots. Other little fun stories or not so fun, just to wrap up, just some drama-filled moments we should cover. The Seine River. Remember we talked about that in the past episode, about how filthy it was and how swimmers shouldn't be swimming in that water, but France, they're so persistent. So guess what? Race is on. So of course, when the racers went into the water, they got sick. One profusely was vomiting like 10 times after he got out of the water. And he wanted to say, oh, no, it's exertion, trying to cover it up. Oh, it's not the dirty 150-year-old turds in the water. It's me. Like, no, honey, it's not you. Because guess what? Days later, there's like a dozen people getting treated for being sick. So no, it wasn't a good idea. And they continued on.
Yeah, that's really, really foul. We definitely covered that because we knew it was a point of contention. Obviously, they did nothing to fix it. So that's a little disappointing, or didn't do enough to fix it. Then you hear about their cardboard beds trying to prevent fornication. Okay, that should be the last worry on your list. Who cares if someone, has sex over there? Get your beds right for the athletes. Unless someone is under 18 or there's some sort of problems like that, it should be fair game. Everyone should do what they want and give us some nice beds to sleep in. Thank you.
Yeah, and clean out your river. That thing should have been clean. You shouldn't even use it. Like, just use the pool. It's fine.
Seriously.
Another thing that we had also talked about on a past episode was that child rapist that was allowed to compete. Do you remember them, Brittany?
Oh, I sure do. That POS. I couldn't believe they allowed him to compete. So tell me the great news about how he didn't win, babe.
Oh, there's not much news except, yeah, he didn't win and he literally got booed every time he showed up. So, yeah, I guess he got the treatment he deserved.
100%. So glad to hear it.
Some fun little additions to this year's Olympics. We had surfing and skateboarding added, as well as breaking, which is breakdancing, where you'd think they'd show up with, pre-planned performances to their own music. But no, that's part of what breaking is. You need to be able to adapt to any song that's, played, kind of like you're competing against somebody else. So they had 12 approved songs and people go at it. It was very interesting to watch. And of course, Snoop Dogg was there.
Naturally, girl. If he was at the equestrian meet wearing a full equestrian outfit, he would be at the breakdancing contest. It only makes sense.
It does.
Or holding a torch as well, perhaps.
So yes, the Olympics have been great, a great time, especially for the U.S. But let's move things back to the home front. on the actual American grounds. Back into politics, we got Donald Trump and, what he had to say this week. In the news, he was declaring that his January 6th crowd was just as big as MLK's I Had a Dream speech, which I wouldn't really brag about that, especially since your crowd went and assaulted the Capitol right afterwards.
Yeah, that's a very odd thing to be braggadocious about. And also, I sort of want to claim falsehood. Like, I don't believe it was the same amount of people. So, two lies at once or whatever.
Yeah, the fact checkers weren't available to deny that as being an actual fact, but we know probably not as big. Also, they declared that they're going to have the debate Trump versus Kamala on September 10th. So everyone needs to put that on their calendar and definitely tune in to see how that will go.
Oh, for sure. I would love to see how that will go. Definitely going to be interesting, to say the least.
Mm-hmm. And another announcement, didn't they declare who Kamala Harris vice president will be?
Yeah, that's right. It's the guy out of Minnesota, Tim Walz. He's a family man, y'all. He's a dad. He actually got that bill signed a few years back. So everyone in his home state or the state, he represents, gets free school lunch. So honestly, big ups to him. In fact, his likeliness is so much that they were offering Steve Martin a position to play him on SNL. But I guess they aren't so aligned just because the gray hair and the glasses, because Steve was like, I'm not an impressionist. I don't want to be that guy necessarily. But I think it was really cool that they were kind of already pairing that up. Getting some comedy prepared for us, as often they do. As much drama and what have you surrounds politics, you gotta always tip of the hat, wag of the finger of the comedic results of things that precipitate.
Yeah, he sounds like a very good guy, definitely in the education system. I hear a bunch of his students coming out and just saying like, hey, he defended us against, homophobic people. And he's just a great guy, I guess, according to everyone that he did teach.
Yeah, that's very true. And there's always going to be scandal anytime they announce anyone for anything. They're going to dig in your closet. They're going to pull out anything that they potentially can. But I feel like they don't really have too much dirt on this guy.
No, probably a good thing. They need someone secure and likable, considering that the Democratic vote was kind of screwed from the start. Now Kamala is the shoo-in since Biden dropped out, and no one really had a chance to vote for anyone else in the primary. So hopefully that vice president does something for them.
Heck yeah, girl. We can only hope that everyone can get it together.
Let's break off into the other news. Weather. We always love talking about weather. And Hurricane Debbie, she had her week.
She did. She was rolling in the town. We had several weeks on the East Coast without moisture. I mean, it was getting so dry. We spoke on it several times throughout the podcast about how, all of our plants and our trees were dying and everything looked so sad grass. So we were begging for some moisture. We got a little bit. We were like, okay, pretty cool. But then Debbie slammed through and giving us the type of moisture that we don't necessarily want. Lots of, flooding, road closures, slamming up the East Coast, hit Florida, the parts of Georgia, as well as South Carolina, North Carolina, and Virginia. It's still currently making its way up the coast. Some people without power. Some people, of course, lost their homes. I actually have a friend that I saw this morning on Facebook post a video of his basement flooding. Actually, not a basement because they don't do basements down in South Carolina, Charleston area. But yeah, his space or whatever, his bottom floor is flooded.
Hurricane Debbie, she rolled through. You're down in North Carolina, Britt. I heard somebody else, they said that 10 inches came down at once. And when you have those conditions, there is a lot of flooding. I'm up in Maryland and we did have some tornado actions. I think one small one touched down. But yes, several bouts of rain have been hitting the area since Thursday. So not as crazy as we thought Deborah would do, but a hurricane nonetheless. And people are, getting hit.
It's true, girl. It's true. Hopefully it can just end sooner than later. I know that South Carolina got slapped twice, and lots of Georgia is flooding. So we're going to pray for everyone. And hopefully, I don't know about the insurance coverage, but national emergencies, I'm uncertain how it works. But I know some people still live in temporary trailers from Hurricane Katrina. So that's all I'm going to say about that. Oops. And apparently they're poisonous, y'all.
So yes, the East Coast is getting wet, but let's take things under the sea. The Titan submarine. Brittany, I think we have some people suing now because I guess the company knew the whole time that this was likely to happen. Their whole submersible exploding under deep pressure water.
It honestly is so sad, and a certain point of ridiculousness to the story. I mean, we all sat there, we're like, I don't think that's a good idea. You know, it's working off of an Xbox controller. Doesn't that alarm anybody else? I'm not a scientist. I'm not an engineer. I'm not a marine biologist. I'm nothing to do with that. And I think any layman man could see that it was going to be a problem. Well, not just any layman man knew about it. Apparently, tech and crew knew about that too. And family members received this information and are now suing. Hopefully they get as much money as possible. But at the same time, will they be gifted such? I don't know. Because once again, if somebody like myself, as just a traditional person, can view that that will be an issue, you'd have to assume that maybe they should have as well. But perchance they were told other things that, oh no, it's fine. Oh no, it's safe. It's been tested. And you never know until you know. So unfortunately, that was sad. But if they can collect some loot in the process, God bless. I don't think they're going to get it. I don't know how much they're going to get. I mean, obviously they withheld information, but I'm just sort of like, did they though?
Yeah, they might have been in the small fine print, you know, the print that no one ever reads before they sign their life away. So yeah, good luck to them in court, you know, and I hope they just stop with this whole submersible to Titanic bit. Like, I don't think it's worth dying over just to see something we've already seen several times in several ways. Like, we don't need to go down there ourselves. We got it. R.I.P. the Titanic. Good news, though, when it comes to a new drug for Parkinson's, it seems revolutionary. I had watched a video online this week where this man was literally trembling, could barely pour like coffee into a cup, shaking. You got to feel bad for these guys. But then 3 days later, after taking the medication, couldn't even tell he had Parkinson's.
I believe, yes, I saw the same video. It was incredible to witness. And I was so happy to see of this type of information flooding the timeline. We get so much icks, you know, politics and all sorts of whatever, that it's great to see some true good development within the scientific field. This is fantastic for people that suffer from Parkinson's disease and also people that have different forms of dyskinesia. Apparently, it's a formulation of levodopa and carbidopa. I'm uncertain if I'm saying those words correct. But it was just great to see. Unfortunately, I saw a few people commenting that, oh, no, there's no way he has Parkinson's. He has an arm tattoo that looks to be well done. Y'all, yes, girl, yes, there are ways to get that achieved. So how odd and somewhat sad that you're commenting on remarkable medicine, like groundbreaking historical stuff here. And that's what you choose to comment. Like, this is where they're faking it. This is the AI portion.
You got to love the American people. They can't keep their mouths shut.
As I like to say, nuttier than squirrel-ish. So yeah, very, very sad. Definitely odd. But to be fair, I don't know if any of our viewers, all 7 of them, out there have seen in Pot We Trust. It's a video, came out a while back. I want to say like 02, 04. And it shows how people consume marijuana and how they have significantly benefited from it. It's absolutely fantastic. So I saw a lot of the comments on that as well. Weed does the same thing. Is that the truth for everybody? Perhaps not, or maybe not everyone wants that consumption, especially if the person is very, very young. But either way, that's also another thing that I've heard and witnessed help people.
You gotta love modern day medicine.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, girl. Yes. Yes. I'm grateful. I'm grateful for even having somewhat straight teeth. The braces did this. You should have seen me. And what's crazy is before I got them on, I thought it was just for one snaggle tooth. Like one was supposed to be facing this way, but it was facing this way. No. When they were getting in there, they're like, actually, everything is miserable. I was like, okay, cool. So modern day science.
Yes, girl. So yeah, most of the show we covered the Olympics and a couple of other random stories, but now we're going to circle back to what we do best, dating advice or judging people. So this time we had an individual who I guess she just got broken up with, and she kind of wanted to air her grievances and also warn future ladies about her ex. So I'm going to raffle off things that she wanted to tell the public about her ex, and I want your immediate reaction when I tell you, Brittany. Okay, so number one, he gave her illegally an STD without consent and without her knowledge.
Okay. That one is terrible, but two, what do you mean illegally? Is there a way to receive an STD legally? Or I guess maybe that's if someone voices it. I don't know, but illegal. Huh. Okay.
I don't know if it was illegal, but I mean, if you know you have herpes, you should disclose that, especially during an outbreak, or not have sex at all. So I think it's probably one of those and not one of those like chlamydia where you don't kind of know you have it until it's too late. And of course, you didn't tell anyone because you didn't really know. And even when you do know, you're scared to tell them because, damn, you're the one that gave it to them. So I totally get it. But illegally, I'm not quite sure about that. Moving on, he also cheated on her using Grindr with trans women.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be a huge problem. So cheating already is like a huge buzzword for hell no. Never, ever, not even one time, just like crack. But yeah, on Grindr with trans gals. My gosh. Yeah, well, I think we know where he might have problems with STDs because he's dipping in every single pool he can. He's dealing with gals, dealing with dudes. What is this guy's issue? And also, have we never heard of a condom?
I don't know. And I would say that it gets worse, but this might be better than cheating, actually. He wanted to hire a trans prostitute on a vacation that her parents covered.
Oh, my goodness. So hookers in foreign countries. I suppose it depends if I'm in the red light district or if I'm in like somewhere less monitored, if you will.
Or just in Myrtle Beach and you're trying to get this.
Hell no. That's an anti. Please no. I wouldn't deal with anybody in Myrtle Beach, to be honest with you. And I love it there, but yeah, there's levels to this.
Yeah, the other grievances she had was that he was chipping away at her ego, calling her fat, and she wanted to justify, we're women. We have hormonal imbalance sometimes and we gain a little fluff, which I get it. He also told her he wasn't attracted to her, wanted her to dress more provocatively, and then, complained about her hygiene, and she had to justify that she showers twice a day, which, I mean, shoot, you're a better woman than I am. Like, for real, I don't shower that much. He would unbutton her clothes to expose her breasts without her consent and would objectify her sexually. And he did this for 6 years, apparently, and said he wasn't ready for marriage. But then, yeah, I guess broke up with this chick and was with a new girl in 30 days. So she thinks, he had problem with commitment, but yeah, he can turn tables real quick here.
Oh, yes. Please turn the table away from me. This guy sounds like a menace, man. Like, oh my gosh. Thank goodness you didn't marry this crackpot. My God. Fruit Loop, okay? And not just even with the gay stuff. Definitely with his mentality. This guy's off the charts. Rude, insufferable. Also, of course you don't like my body, sir. Do you need one with a penis? I'm so confused right now. But then he doesn't because obviously he's with another gal 30 days later. I don't even know why this broad bothered writing in because what's to solve, babe?
She's just trying to
get you pregnant.
She's just trying to give a warning to us future ladies that might cross his path. But you know what? It's only going to help if you tell us who it is or give us a picture or a name. So really, this was about you. And yeah, all this stuff was really disturbing. But what do you want people to respond with? Like, really?
Yeah, there's really not much advice to give. This is a point where advice is not necessary. You need to advise us who this individual is, like social security and all, because if this is the type of assault artist that is amongst us, we need to know. Put his shit on blast. And maybe if you want to do it anonymously, that's totally fine. Or even through the grapevine and have someone else post it because you don't want to be associated. Totally cool. But he needs to be name and shame. Okay. Name, blame, shame. Gosh dang.
This was probably the worst thing I've heard in a while. So I had to share and I had to get your immediate reaction after every bullet point because necessary.
And totally necessary. If we need to think back, just think of the potential that you could get, lady, for look at all these hot Olympian guys and all sorts of other trustworthy males out here. And then also recall back on, female empowerment. Like, hello, we don't have to take just anything. We're going to call out every little bitch ass move we see. So if these guys want to be snakes in the grass, nah.
I would have been done after the cheating with the trans women from Grindr, anyone from Grindr, anyone at all. I mean, come on, like that was obvious. But yeah, and then he wanted to double dip on vacation. Like, come on, buddy.
Absolute absurdity. And he didn't put down his credit card once, except for on some boobs up top, balls down below. I don't think so, sir. I at least need a spray painted t-shirt.
Exactly. And yeah, I guess the cherry on the cake was like they're still stuck on a lease and he kicked her out, told her to move out, and then kept all of her furniture. So yeah, she's got a lot to gripe about. I feel bad for her. 6 years is a long time, but shoot, it's a lesson learned. And damn, I hope you do better with the next one.
Agreed. 6 years is better than 12. And I'd rather buy all new furniture than be saddled to an absolute, it sounds like a sociopath. Like straight up, I cannot diagnose anyone, but that guy is absolute insane.
Well, that's all we have for you this week. Thanks for tuning in.
Take care.